What's up, ladies and gentlemen? So, Universal Mastery is my channel. It's also my brand. What I do here is I talk about the occult sciences and I break them down to a practical level so that you can use them and apply them in your day-to-day life and get real, actual results. Okay? What I'm going to be doing in today's video is something a little bit different than the recent videos that I've been making. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a live tarot reading. So for whoever's watching, I'm going to be pulling a tarot card that is going to be linked to you because I'm going to set it up so that you pick a number. I'm going to pick the card. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a very in-depth reading. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subjectively read all of the symbolism off of the card and pick up on what I'm tuning into and then share that to you, whoever picks that card. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the traditional description of what that tarot card means. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how far that I can break the card down in regards to all the symbolism. So what I mean by that is in my deck, there are elements that are attributed to some of the cards, meaning water, air, fire, and earth. And then there's Hebrew letters that are also attributed to the cards. So depending on the Hebrew letter, if you get a card that has one, I have an app where it tells me what that Hebrew letter means, and it breaks it all the way down, connecting it back to the tree of life in Kabbalah. Okay, so if you know about Kabbalah, you would know that the 22 paths on the tree of life right here, all these little paths that you see, these lines, these are all attributed to major arcana when it comes to the tarot deck. That's why the tarot deck is so powerful. And here, if you can see that, these are all Hebrew letters, okay? And it breaks it down. So I'm gonna break down these cards, as I said, as in depth as I possibly can. So if you wanna know a little bit more about what card you may get, stay tuned. Okay, so let's go right into it. So I've already shuffled the deck. So now what I want you to do is I want you to pick a number from 1 to 3. Okay, it's either going to be 1, it's either going to be 2, and it's either going to be 3. Okay, I want you in this moment to pick one of those numbers, and I want you to really feel it out. Okay, I want you to pick the number that you feel most intuitively drawn to in this moment. And pick one, just one number. So 1, 2, or 3. Pick your number right now. I'm going to give you 3 seconds to do that. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with a random 3-digit number, which literally just came to me while I was telling you to pick your number. The number that came to me is 254. Okay, so just to explain on a little bit of a deeper level how this is going to actually be accurate for you is because whoever's watching this, you're energetically linked to me. Because you're watching this video, you're watching on my channel, Universal Mastery, there is now a link between us. Okay, there's an energetic link, okay, which you could think of as like a code of numbers on the astral plane. And because you're going with your intuition is your higher awareness of which card is going to be the card that you need to learn from. So depending on if you picked a 1, a 2, or a 3, if you listen to your intuition in those regards, for example, if it was a 2, then the number 2 card that I am about to pull, since there's now a link between me and you, whoever's watching this, it's going to literally be very accurate, and you're going to get some solid gnosis in regards to what this deck is about to tell you, because I'm intuitively coming up with a number which is very strong in my mind right now, 254, and because there's this link between us, it's an astral and a spirit link, this number 254 that I'm picking is going to directly align with the number that you're going to pick. Because when we talk about the astral plane, the past, present, and future are non-existent. They all are happening at the exact same time. So I'm making this video before you've even picked your number here on Earth, But when it comes to the astral plane, we're already in sync. Okay, so that's just to give you a little bit of a background understanding of how this is actually going to be accurate for whoever is partaking in this little reading. Okay, so here we go. So 254. So what I do is I take my deck, very powerful deck right here. It's called the Night Sun. So this is kind of like a darker deck, but it's still based off the Rider's Waite symbolism and everything in that nature. So 254. So what I'm doing with that is I'm going to do 2. I'm going to break every number down to its single digit. So 2. So I'm going to go 2 from the top. So 1 and 2. So that's the first card. And then 54. So 5. I'm going to go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be the 5th card. Okay. And then 4. So going down. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Wonderful. All right. So those are the cards right there. Wonderful. So the 2 is going to be for the number 1s. The 5 is going to be for the number 2s. And the 4th card that I picked is going to be for the number 3. So I'm going to start with number 1s. So if you picked a number 1, this is going to be your reading. Okay? Here we go. Okay. Okay, so the card that you just picked is the World card. Okay? This is a very powerful card to pick. I'm going to read you off all the symbolism that I can from this card to try and explain how this is going to correlate to whoever picked number 1. Okay, so right now I see a lady, which I believe is Shiva, and she's standing on top of a dead body. There's tons of gold around her. There is a symbol of an opening that's behind her that looks like a vagina almost, which stands for the feminine current. Shiva is all blue. She's holding an hourglass, which is symbolic of time, which is symbolic of Saturn, and one of the elements that's correlated to this card is also Saturn. I'm seeing a sword in the picture. I'm seeing a cup. This is a very powerful card to have got. So there's a couple things that this could mean for you. This means that through your discipline, through your restrictions, you are going to master worldly energies. You are going to master earth energies. Okay? Through your discipline, which is going to be also a discipline around your subconscious and unconscious mind, meaning the darker aspects of yourself, because there is that vagina structure in the background of this card, which stands for the feminine current, which is an opening into the beginning stages of your own spirit evolution. Okay? The whole beginning to your deep occult uncoverings and understandings and wisdom starts with the feminine current. Okay, it starts with that dark feminine energy that you can say almost seduces you into wanting to learn more about yourself and more about the universe and the world around you. So, these restrictions that you may be going through right now, or you may experience later in your future, near future that is, there's going to be many challenges where you are going to have people that come in your path and you're going to have to defeat them. And what I mean by that is you are going to have to be authentic to yourself and overcome your obstacles, whether that manifests through another human being, whether that manifests through something that you're dealing with in your own mind, something that you're holding on to that you need to let go. You're going to have to overcome that and destroy it, essentially. Okay, because I'm looking at the symbolism, and Shiva is very clearly standing on top of a body. Okay, which means there is overcoming of enemies and challengers. And the body can also be symbolic of an aspect of the self. Once again, if it's something that you're holding on to, you overcome that and then you stand on top. So there's that symbolism, but there's also, as I said, tons of gold symbolism that is around Shiva. So as Shiva is stepping through her obstacles, there are rewards that are coming from that. Okay, and obviously these obstacles and these challenges are not easy because, once again, this card is ruled by Saturn. So that means that these experiences are going to really challenge you, and they're going to challenge the darker aspects of your own personal evolution, which means you need to embrace your primal atavisms. You need to embrace the primal aspect of your being to integrate your shadow and to be more balanced as a human being to move forward on your own personal path and evolve. So as you overcome your challenges, there will be rewards for overcoming that. So it can help inspire and motivate you as you achieve success on your evolutionary path, to let you know that you're moving in the right direction. One of Shiva's hands has blood on it, and it's the left hand. The left hand stands for the darker side of the human being. It is the darker side of evolution. So that blood is symbolic of exactly what I'm saying. You're going to have to embrace the primal aspects of yourself and defeat and destroy, obliterate your obstacles and your challenges to a certain degree, where there will be some form of conflict that you will have to overcome. And you have to be open to fully embracing that conflict. And obviously, you want to handle it in a balanced way for yourself, but sometimes that way that you need to handle a conflict can be very confrontational. And this is a channel where there's no sugarcoating, so I'm just telling you how it is. Many people will tell you, you're not supposed to be in confrontation, you gotta maintain yourself, and these are true. These are true sayings and true ideas, but sometimes in order to fully express and let out of yourself, you have to be triggered. Sometimes being triggered is a great opportunity to let something purge out of your body so that you don't have to be controlled by that trigger anymore or by that emotion. And as I said, sometimes it needs to be triggered and expressed to have it purge out. So if that's what needs to happen, then that's what needs to happen. So just be aware of that. And Shiva is also wearing this red lower dress. I don't really know what that's called. Almost like a half skirt. I don't know what it's called, but it's red. And that's also symbolic of Mars, which stands for warfare. So this card is telling me that there is some form of challenges that are going to be coming in your path for anyone who's number one. But once again, there's also a sword that's on her left hand, which is symbolizing, that's like right above her left hand. So I don't know if you can see it, but there's a sword up there by her left hand. There's a sword right there. And the sword symbolizes the direction west. And west has everything to do with addition. So that means, as I said, as you overcome your obstacles and you destroy your challenges, obliterate your challenges, remove your enemies from your path, you will be rewarded. Good things will add into your life, okay? And the feminine current, the dark feminine motherly current, is going to be guiding you on your path. And I'm telling you right now, for anyone who doesn't know, that is the most powerful energy that exists. So no matter what challengers you may face, or what challenges or obstacles you may face, whether that's within the self or reflecting outside of the self, you are going to have the strength, the knowledge, and wisdom and protection to overcome those challenges, no matter what. So walk with that pride and walk with that knowing that you are going to be okay in the long run. But as you're facing these challenges, it may trigger certain emotions that are uncomfortable. But remember, the more you overcome, the more reward you get. And that reward could be knowledge, it could be power, it could be wisdom, and it could be understanding. And that can attribute to material things as well, because there is a lot of material symbolism in here. Okay, so breaking that down, I think I covered that as much as I could. There's also a cup. There's a gold chalice. The chalice is signifying the emotions. So once again, there is going to be a form of, as you're going through these challenges, you're going to learn how to master your emotions more by having faced these challenges, okay? So this card is signifying that you are going to go through challenges, or maybe you already have. You're going to go through challenges, and it's going to help you master your emotions as well. And if you've already been through this, and this is what this card's representing for you, something that you just went through to give you more clarity, then you have mastered your emotions a little bit better than you have previously by going through these challenges, okay? So that is that symbolism. I think I broke that down pretty well. There's two elements on this card. I'm going to read them off. I have the elements in my grimoire. Two elements in the background that are very clear to me. We have the element of water, which is right next to the cup that I just mentioned. So that has to do with the emotional state, which is what I just explained. Then we have the element of air, which is symbolic of the sword, which I represented to the direction of west. So that was also what I explained. Okay, so west has to do with addition. That's good things coming into your path. Okay, water has to do with emotions. Okay, water has to do with the direction of south. Okay, which has to do with astral experiences. It also has to do with the human beings. So this is also signifying to me that a lot of your challenges are going to happen on physical human levels, meaning your challengers are going to be in real life. They're going to manifest as actual people, but at the same time, there's going to be astral challenges, meaning challenges that other people can't necessarily see, but you're going through, whether that's on a mental, emotional, or a physical level. It's something that you're going to have to figure out. So that's what south represents, water, astral, and the realm of human beings, okay? So yeah, so that's that, okay? So I broke that down as deep as I could. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the Hebrew letter because we have a Hebrew letter on there. And the Hebrew letter is Cheth, okay? Cheth, which stands for fence. Or wait, let me just make sure that's the right one. Excuse me, that is not the letter that you got. You got the Hebrew letter of Tav, which means sign of cross, okay? So that could mean you're crossing into the realm of maybe the physical plane into the realm of astral experiences. Okay, you're crossing from one state of being into a completely new state of being. So this is a good card to get. This means that you have very strong energies of transformation that are speaking to you right now, meaning there is an opportunity for you to completely change your life with the challenges that are going to be manifesting in your near future, that are going to be restrictive challenges. But once again, as you surpass those restrictive challenges, you will be rewarded. So let me read the Cheth Hebrew letter. So there's an app, or not an app, but a website that I go on called the Cosmic Navigator. And on this website, it gives a very great description of exactly what that Hebrew letter means. Cheth. Or Tav, excuse me, Tav. Okay, Tav. Here we go. So this is it. Here we go. The path of the earth, the way of physical existence. Qualities: enlightenment, manifestation of full potential, success, accomplishment, prize completion, liberation from blocks, the end of a journey, a cross, mark of final destination. This final path ties foundation and kingdom. Foundation and kingdom. When it says it ties foundation and kingdom, that's referring to this sphere is foundation and this is kingdom. This is Malkuth, this is Yesod. This card that we just picked for you, number ones, is the path that connects these two spheres. Okay, so this is representing a cross, as I said, into astral experiences, because this is where the whole initiatory process begins. From the feminine currents, the dark feminine, into astral initiations and astral experiences that will help you grow. From Malkuth into Yesod, Malkuth being the kingdom, which is the physical plane here on earth. Okay? Then it goes to here, then it goes to here, then it goes to here, then it goes to there, then it goes to there, then there, then there, then boom, boom. All right, so with that being said, let's go into it a little bit deeper. This final path ties foundation and kingdom, bringing everything from above into the material plane of physical existence, governed by Saturn, the planet responsible for crystallizing thoughts into matter. This road transforms the intangible into concrete blocks of reality. The sphere of foundation blends all the power of the first 9 spheres and then shoots it into kingdom, which is the physical plane. It is the path of completion, the path that connects the moon with the earth. It requires patience and persistence, just as it took human evolution millions of years to send a man to the moon. It will take time and work before all your own personal projects, all your own personal karma blossom once and for all. Okay? So that's where we're going to leave that one at. Okay? Very powerful card to get. Number ones, that is what you received. So now we're going to pick the second card. So if you picked number 2 for the reading, this is going to be your card. Okay? Here we go. Okay, so the card that we picked for you, number 2s, this is the 4 of Cups. Okay, you see the card right there. Now I'm going to read to you all of the symbolism that I'm seeing on this card so I can help offer you value in what you may be going through currently or in your near future. Okay, so what I'm seeing is a woman that is balancing 4 different cups of water. And her foot, not only is she balancing them, but she's actually performing almost like a form of acrobatic where she's on one leg, on her tiptoes, and her feet, her one foot, I mean, is dipped into the water, creating this rippling effect. And she's balancing another one of those cups on her other foot that's lifted up. So one of her legs is in the water and the other one's up. And on that other foot, as I said, there's a cup of water that's balancing on her foot. So this is not easy to do, but she's doing it. Okay, she also has an angel crown above her head. So what this card is telling me is that this has everything to do with your emotional state. This has everything to do with your own inner emotions. Okay, so this card is signifying that you are going to be going through a process, or maybe right now are in a process of learning how to balance your emotions on a level that is kind of advanced. Okay, this is not just a regular balancing emotions card. This is like 100% of your focus right now in this moment or in your near future is going to be balancing your emotions on a deep level. So that's going to mean that you're going to find yourself in certain circumstances that are going to force you to know how to balance your emotions. So you're going to find yourself being in certain situations that are going to require of you to learn how to navigate your own emotional states to maintain balance so that you don't lose your cool in those certain situations. And I can guarantee that those situations that you're going to experience are going to be a little bit chaotic, or they're going to challenge you because this is an advanced level of balance. So having these situations manifest for you that are going to be a little bit chaotic, it is going to give you a great opportunity to learn how to be a real master of your emotions. And from that, you are going to learn how to enjoy your life a lot more, because good things are going to come into your life from learning how to balance your emotions, because there is that angel crown that's above her head, because she's able to balance all these cups in such an advanced manner that almost an angel could only do it, right? So that signifies, the angel crown signifies that there's going to be angelic things. Now, when it comes to angels, they're good for bringing in positive manifestations. So this is representing to me that as you're learning how to balance your emotional state, there is going to be good things that come from that. Okay? And it's a female, and she has long hair. So this is also going to have everything to do with the feminine current as well. This is going to test you, whether you're a man or a woman, to really embrace that feminine aspect of yourself, to learn how to balance the emotions that come up for when you embrace that feminine aspect of yourself. So basically what I'm saying there is that you're going to be receptive, okay? You're going to find yourself in situations and circumstances that are going to make you receptive, like a female, because the feminine nature, the female current, is receptive in nature, meaning it's open to learning new things, and it's open. So you're going to find yourself in circumstances where you're going to be receptive, and it's probably just naturally going to happen. Like, you're not going to have any control over it. It's just, you're going to be receptive, and it may be uncomfortable. It may be different. And while you find yourself in these certain situations that are going to force you to be receptive, that's going to challenge your emotions, because maybe in the past there was certain circumstances where you were blocked off and you tried to put on a mask to mask your emotions, and then end up resulting in not being receptive. And because you ended up masking your emotions and you weren't able to be receptive, you actually missed out on the growing opportunity that there was in front of you. So this card is representing that you, in your near future, or maybe right now, are experiencing this receptivity that is probably really tugging on the core of your being, which is forcing you to learn how to balance the emotions that rise up out of yourself on a level that you've never done before. But remember, this is not happening for no reason. This is happening because it's training you how to become a master of your emotional state. So that means when this time or this season passes, you are going to be able to manifest much more of the things that you want to actually experience that are in line with your true path and with what you want to have around you and feel and experience. You're going to be able to do that on a much more effective level, because you went through this period of time that you're now probably going through or are about to go through. Okay? So this card is ruled by the moon. Okay, so in regards to astrology, this has to do with the moon. So the moon has everything to do with self-reflection. Okay, it has everything to do with introspection, going inwards. Okay, it also, once again, has to do with the feminine current, the dark feminine current. The moon is what comes out at night. It's what shines with its silver rays through the nighttime. Okay? It's where the werewolves transform into their werewolf form, is when the moon comes out. okay? This is a great opportunity to transform yourself with that feminine current. And the moon also symbolizes the mother, okay? So you may notice that your mother in your life is giving you maybe opportunities to embrace the feminine current or to learn how to balance your emotional states, okay? So that's what I'm seeing in this card. It's the Four of Cups. The number 4 can also represent the 4 cardinal directions. So that's a very powerful form of transformation. Means you're pulling on all of the directions. So we have north, east, south, and west. We have earth, fire, water, and air. Once again, this has to do with the water element. So this is going to definitely be connected to human beings and astral experiences. So you may notice your dreams are very profound during this time. You may definitely notice, this is something that you're definitely going to notice, that these emotional experiences that you're going to be going through, where you're going to be feeling emotions that you need to learn how to observe and integrate and process, they're going to probably be triggered through other human beings. Okay? Nothing crazy. Pretty straight to the point and simple right there. So this card has the element of water on it, so it has everything to do with water. Now, there's a zodiac sign that's also attributed to that. So let me see if I can find that. Okay, I believe it's Cancer. Let me just double check though. Yes, so the zodiac sign that is attributed to this card is Cancer, okay? So I'm going to read you the traditional meaning of this card now. Alrighty. So here's some key words. The upright meaning: meditation, contemplation, apathy, and revaluation, okay? The Four of Cups shows, actually we're not going to read that. Okay, here we go. So this is what I'm going to read. When the Four of Cups turns up in a tarot reading, new invitations and opportunities are flowing to you. But for now, you're saying no and turning them away. Perhaps the prospects do not interest you, or your cup is full, or you already have too much on your plate. Use your discernment to decide on what is truly important to you, and don't be afraid to decline new projects that don't align with your future path. Interesting. The Four of Cups can also indicate a time when you are turning your attention and your energy internally. To realign to this new phase of your life, you know that you need to be standing on terra firma before you can decide your next steps. While you may need to decline some very alluring opportunities, you do so knowing you will be in a better position to say yes to the opportunities that are a better fit for you. You are creating the space within yourself so that you are ready to accept new opportunities later and give them the best possibility of success. Use this time for inward reflection, grounding, and contemplation before accepting the next big thing. Sometimes this card brings the message, not now, but maybe later. While the man in the Four of Cups doesn't accept the cups offered to him, he doesn't wholly reject them either. You may be waiting for a sign or further information before taking an invitation or new project. Check in emotionally and spiritually before you say yes to make sure the opportunity is a good fit and that you can commit to it in the long term. The Four of Cups can appear when you are bored or dissatisfied with your everyday life. You may feel disengaged, apathetic, or unmotivated. Maybe life has become dull. The Four of Cups invite you to bring your attention inwards and reevaluate your situation to find a deeper meaning in what you do. You may have found yourself disconnected from your emotional self and inner truth and need to re-establish this connection so you can get a greater sense of purpose and direction. Now could be an excellent time to switch off from the distractions of the external world, social media, the news, and other people's stories to allow you the space to listen to your own voice and inner knowing and gain more clarity. The Four of Cups may show you that you have shut yourself off from new opportunities because you have been hurt or rejected before. The man in this card has his arms crossed as if protecting himself and closing off from the external world. You may have had a relationship end in a heartbreak or experience failure in your career and may now want to avoid getting in the same predicament again. However, you may miss out on new opportunities that are an excellent fit for you. Check in on a soul level and question whether shutting yourself down is the best course of action or if it's time to open up to the possibilities available for you. So that's what this card means. Obviously, this was talking about a man with his arms crossed. That's a different card depiction coming from the Rider-Waite deck. Remember, my deck is coming from the Night Sun. This is a different deck. So this one has a little bit different symbolism. It's a female. Her arms are not crossed. This is a very feminine card. She's balancing her cups in a very unique way. So definitely make sure you take into account that this is a different deck and what I explained from the very beginning, going off of this symbolism that I'm picking up on subjectively explaining to you. But also with what I just read off of this website called Biddy Tarot in regards to the traditional meaning of this card, that can also add some value to you, okay? Because once again, the tarot itself is a system that is great for tapping into to gain psychic knowings, because this system has been used for so many years and by so many people that it's extremely strong. So specifically coming from the Rider-Waite deck style, which is connected to Kabbalah as well. So by reading off the traditional description, there is going to be some connections there that you can really take into yourself and use as value, okay? So that's what this card explains. What I recommend for you to do, if you pulled this card as a number 2, is with all the information I gave you, definitely take that into account, but also look up the meaning of Cancer zodiac sign, because this has a strong Cancer influence. I'm not gonna read it off now. This video is already long enough going on this card. But it also has a Cancer zodiac description to it. So there's some form of Cancer influence that is on you right now. So if you look into what Cancer represents, you can go on Google, type in what is the meaning of Cancer, what does Cancer mean? That will also give you some clarity on what you can add into this card that is in attribution to you and your reading if you pick number 2. Okay, so that's that one. So I'm going to put that down. So number 2s, you have your reading. Number 3s, here we go. So if you picked a number 3, this is going to be your card right here. Okay, I got everything I need from this card to share with you. So what I picked for you, number 3s, is the One of Pentacles. Now this card is highly, just like the last card was highly influenced by water, the element of water, this card has everything to do with earth, okay? So this tells me that you, having picked this card, have some sort of grounding that needs to take place in your life, or maybe you just started applying that. Okay, so this card has everything to do with the element earth, which has everything to do with grounding yourself. Okay, this has everything to do with being practical. Remembering that the physical plane is a manifestation of the astral. So as above, so below. So that means that everything here on earth in the physical plane that's solid and tangible is just as important as everything that's outside of that and beyond that, which is astral, untangible, and you could almost say imaginative, connecting to different dimensions. The physical plane is just as important. And for whoever picked this card, right now is a very important time for you to ground yourself. So however you need to do that, whether that's creating a routine for yourself on a daily basis to maybe go to the gym, to maybe go outside and be in nature, to go for a walk, to work on incorporating more plants into your diet, to get more vegetables, like a green juice, or healthy lifestyle choices that are going to connect you more to nature. Any of these different things that I just recommended are great examples of ways to ground yourself on a daily basis. So if you pick this card, that's what it's signifying, that grounding is the key for you. And not only that though, this card, looking at the symbolism, is very powerful because it's not just your regular just grounding card. This is the one of Pentacles specifically. So this is referring to that as you ground yourself, there is abundance, there is very great things that are going to come out of that. So the pentacle you could think of as a gold coin. Okay, a gold coin. For anyone that doesn't know how valuable gold is, then look it up. Okay, go on Google and look up how valuable gold is. Gold is valuable. Okay, the price of gold is not cheap. Okay, people really admire gold. Okay, so this is a gold coin. And in the picture, it's surrounded by roots, meaning there's roots holding the gold coin down. And there's little flowers that are coming up from the bottom and from the top of this card. So we have one up here and we have one down here. So going back to the saying that as above, so below, what happens in the astral plane, what happens in our imagination, what we can visualize is just important as what happens here on the physical plane. They are both interconnected, and you need to know that they are both very important for your own evolution. So this card's telling me that the more grounded you get right now, the more abundance, the more greatness, and the more valuable things are going to enter into your life. And this, for some reason, this gold coin is telling me that the person who picked number 3 for the reading is represented as the gold coin. So you are the value. You are the abundance. You are the gold. It's in you. But to really access that and to let it come out, what this is telling me is that you need to ground yourself. Grounding right now is going to be the key for you to evolve and the key for you to really open up the abundance that you have within yourself. And that is going to be extremely important for you. And this is, once again, a very practical card. So you don't have to get over analytical with what I'm saying right now. This is practical knowledge right here. So this is telling you to do something practical that will ground you. So as I said in the beginning, go to the gym now. Go for a walk outside. Get involved with a yoga group, a yoga class, okay? Eat healthier. Incorporate more plants into your diet, into your lifestyle. Do these little things that are going to require you to tap into a routine that is going to have you show face here on Earth, where you go out and you interact with maybe other people and especially interact with nature. So going out for a walk, going for a run, exercising outside, maybe doing yoga outside, go to the beach, go to your local pool, do something. But get outside, get practical, surround yourself with other people because that's a great way to ground yourself, and realize that this is going to be key for you to experience the power and the abundance that you have within yourself in this current moment. Right now, what the universe is calling you to do is to ground yourself. So what this is telling me is you've probably been through a lot of emotional and a lot of astral imaginative visualization types of experiences. This is telling me that you probably have been doing this for the past maybe 6 months to a year. You've been going through a lot of astral things. Now this is telling you to ground yourself. So as deep as you went into those astral experiences and as deep as you may have dove into yourself, now is the time to take all that learning that you've obtained and bring it through to a physical, practical expression. So being here and now and sharing that wisdom that you may have traveled very far to obtain to other people here, okay? This is what that's telling me. And once again, this is what's going to bring the gold into your life once you start to ground yourself, okay? The roots. This is telling me everything about solidifying your foundation. This is kingdom. This is the card that represents your kingdom. This is Malkuth. This is the physical plane, okay? So now it is time for you to step into your physical kingdom, okay? So yeah, so that's that symbolism. Both of the elements that are attributed to this are earth. There's an earth symbol on the card. This is telling me very strong symbolism that everything about this card has to do with grounding yourself. Earth, solidifying the roots, seeing how far you've come by expressing yourself here in a practical way in the physical plane to see how strong your roots have really become, because they have become strong. Okay, so that's what that means. I'm going to read off the traditional meaning of this card now. Okay. Here we go. So the upright keywords of this card meaning is a new financial or career opportunity, manifestation, and abundance. That's interesting. So a new financial or career opportunity is another great way to ground yourself. It's everything to do with getting around other people, physically being here. Okay? Interesting. So there may be an opportunity for you. Okay, here we go. Upright Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles, like the other aces of the tarot, represent new beginnings, opportunities, and potential. And as a Pentacle card, these new beginnings correlate to the material world, finances, wealth, career, physical health, and manifestation of your goals. You may receive a new job offer, an unexpected sum of money, a new business or investment opportunity may come your way, or you'll have the chance to bring an idea to fruition. No matter the occasion, the Ace of Pentacles heralds a sense of prosperity and abundance in the material or financial areas of your life. It undoubtedly comes as a welcome invitation. But it is not a free ride. As with all aces in the tarot deck, this card illustrates the possibility of a new endeavor, but does not guarantee its manifestation or success. That piece is up to you. See the Ace of Pentacles as your green light. It marks the initial stages of manifesting your goals and assures you that you can truly achieve what you have set your mind to do. The world is your oyster, and through careful planning and determined effort, you can manifest your goals and desires. Your ideas are ready to turn into something tangible and real. This card encourages you to map out how you will achieve your ambitions, create targeted plans, and get those actions underway. Keep your eyes open for chances to manifest your goals and realize your inner potential. The Ace of Pentacles also symbolizes wealth, not just for your bank account, but in a holistic sense as well. So when I talked about adding healthy dietary choices into your lifestyle, this is what that also can represent. So as I said, the Ace of Pentacles also symbolizes wealth, not just for your bank account, but in a holistic sense as well. You may discover opportunities to generate a new source of income or receive a financial gift or windfall. Or you may have a chance to create wealth in a broader sense, happiness, fulfillment, potential, and love. This ace signifies abundance in all areas of your life. Enjoy it. Feel blessed and deserving of everything that comes your way. If you wish to amplify this feeling of prosperity, live by the law of attraction and send your positive energy and intent into the universe so you will receive more in return. So basically what that means is focused on your own evolution, focused on your own self-development, and everything you want will come from that. That's the card meaning. So there we go. So we have all three cards. All three of these cards in this reading in particular were all very great messages. These were not cards that were really saying that, you know, be ready for, you know, things to completely fall apart necessarily. We didn't get really profound cards in that sense where it could be, you know, prepare for impact because there's going to be that level of transformation. But all of these cards were highly influenced by just forward movement and forward evolution. So these were all great cards to have picked. They all are going to lead towards massive levels of transformation that are going to help move you forward on your path in a very practical way and in a very progressive way. So it's not going to feel like necessarily you're moving backwards, but all of these cards I picked are going to feel like you're making accomplishments and moving forward in success. So yeah, so that's it. So if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up. Also hit the notification bell and hit the subscribe button because I love to see my subscribers go all the way up. And definitely make sure you go and you check out my Patreon. On my Patreon, I have exclusive content. Some of that content is going to be geared towards actual occult practices that I perform on camera, and I teach you how to do them yourself. For example, I have a video of how to do an invocation of a spiritual intelligence. So what that can do is that can help increase your psychic protection, that can increase your psychic power, and that can increase your psychic senses as well. Invocation is literally foundational to improving yourself when it comes to occult practices. So some of my videos are going to be geared towards that, and the other bit are going to be geared towards educational entertainment, which is a video that's very similar to this. The video is, obviously, it's entertaining. You can put your headphones on, listen to it, and gain a lot of value. But at the same time, this is extremely valuable. There's a lot of knowledge that I'm explaining to you that you can really incorporate into your life and help give more clarity in the direction that you are heading or going to head. Okay, so where you're going to be able to find the Patreon link is in my description. You click that drop down. It's going to be the very first link at the top. It says my Patreon right next to it. In order to gain access to the exclusive content, you have to at least be a Tier 2 member or up. In order to be a Tier 2, it costs $9.95 a month. And that is a reoccurring payment. But if you do the math, that literally comes out to less than $1 a day. So there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be able to afford that, especially with the value that I have on there. Okay, all of this Patreon content is not on my YouTube channel. It's Patreon exclusive. There's 4 tiers. As you go up in the tiers, the benefits increase as well. With that being said, I would love to give a special shout out to the top tier members of the Patreon. Their names are going to be mentioned right below that Patreon link. Huge, huge shout out to you, ladies and gentlemen, and I really appreciate the support, and I'm glad to have you a part of the team and see you evolve on your path. So with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.